epidemiologist Raywat Deonandan. We had over 70 cases yesterday and 49 new cases today. So the weekend, our highest count yet. Today, second highest. We can understand when there's a spread of it in those, as they have been saying, communal living spaces, on Hutterite colonies, if you will, or if there's an outbreak at a workplace. But what do you make of the increases, particularly as we're seeing the test positivity rate near 3%, and also the community transmission numbers are creeping up as well?
Oh, it's deeply concerning to me, considering Manitoba has a population the size of the city of Ottawa, but you've got about 2 or 3 or even 4 times the incidence rate of this disease right now with a lesser population density. So you've got to get things under control pretty soon. It's saddening because Manitoba was the golden child for a long time with regards to this disease. And it's a lesson here about how explosive this can be, right? So we can't take our foot off the pedal.
So what do these areas have to really focus on when you're talking about, as you're hearing about the Hutterite colonies, they have the communal living, 3 meals together. What do they have to do do they need to lock down these communities and just have food brought in, and they grow a lot of their own, but really stay out of the larger areas to really nip this in the bud, so to speak?
It's a difficult question, and we have to be cognizant of not stigmatizing people and not challenging culture too much. This disease has a way of really having us question our core beliefs and really tearing down cultural mainstays. So it's possible to do everything right and still get this disease. Masks are not magical. Distancing is not magical. They just reduce the risk. So let's not blame anyone for getting sick, first of all. Second, it's possible to maintain some aspects of your cultural traditions and activities while distancing yourself from everybody else. So just be cognizant and be vigilant and diligent around monitoring for symptoms and testing rigorously. So a society like that is communal living and has a high risk due to their behaviors and activities, should be saturated tested and should be monitored closely by public health. If you find an asymptomatic carrier, then you isolate that person and test their contacts diligently. It's possible to suppress and extinguish these embers before they become genuine outbreaks.
Yet we have these clusters centered around communal communities. We have the one in Brandon. There's some community transmission. We have some cases here in Winnipeg and another cluster in southern Manitoba centered in or around a nursing home, 7 cases there. And I think a lot of Manitobans are finding, well, it's not in my neighborhood. It might be here, but it's not in my neighborhood. How dangerous of an attitude is that?
It's a really dangerous attitude, because the lesson, again, is it doesn't take a whole lot for it to come to your neighborhood. And once it's there, it can be explosive. It's a little ember that will land on the powder keg of your home and set it ablaze. So be cognizant and be diligent and be vigilant. If your neighbor's house is on fire, it's only a matter of time before yours is as well. So take precautions. So having said that, I don't want to stigmatize these communities again, but the public health strategy is to identify the cases that exist and to isolate them and extinguish the infection before it spreads. And then when the situation has gone back to normal, then you deploy more public health infrastructure to prevent it from re-emerging in that community.
University of Ottawa epidemiologist Raywat Deonandan joining us live to 6:08.